RingVille episode, Superfly Bry. Hey everyone, how's it going? My name is Kevin Herrera Sanchez, KHS. Today I have the absolute pleasure of sitting down with, you've seen him at World Wrestling Xtreme, and he's a former Northeastern champion, Superfly Bry. How you doing?
Thank you so much. I was about to say thank you for having me on.
No, absolutely, yo, man. It's a pleasure. Just saw your match at Rebellion.
Oh God.
And I know you didn't come out with the win. Well, you did win.
I did win, actually.
You did win, right?
I did win.
And then we'll talk about that other part later.
Yeah.
But great match, by the way.
I guess, thanks.
No, absolutely. Yeah,
That's not how the night I wanted it to go, but yeah, I did win the match,
you did
thankfully.
win the match. One of the first things I wanted to ask you about is, where did this Superfly persona come from?
I don't want to say it's just who I was, because I don't think anyone should just strive to be that type of bad person. However, I think Superfly came from California entirely, mostly due to the fact that when I was there, it was like night and day from New York. New York is very you have the fashion district and all that, but in California, there's something about people being very stuck up to themselves.
Okay.
So it's when everyone has all that ego and all that I have to look glamorous, I have to look cool. For me, I never really everyone thinks Superfly and then they think it's oh, I'm gonna do a crazy 450 or something. No, it's just about being cool.
Okay, nice. It's that confidence.
A little bit of confidence, but not too much nowadays. Trying to bring it back down to reality now that I got humbled.
Yeah, right, right. But even your music that you come out to, yo, it's Wake Up in the Sky, Bruno Mars, Gucci Mane, right? Fire.
I'm not gonna lie, I stole that completely from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yes.
The new one, the most recent one that just came out. I was having the greatest time watching it. It was fun.
That movie is great.
It was kaijus.
Right, exactly. Koda Black's also on that song. Shout out to Koda.
Yeah, I forgot he was on that song.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever make it out to that part of the song.
Right, because he's all the way at the end.
Yeah.
Okay, so what got you into wrestling?
Damn. I want to say, because my first experience with wrestling was seeing the boogeyman spit worms into a woman's mouth.
Charmel, right?
It might have been, because it was. I think it was a Friday Night SmackDown. I was watching it, channel surfing. Boogeyman is just spitting worms in someone's mouth, and of course, as a kid, I'm like, "What's happening?" Yeah. I think The Undertaker was on that same show. It was a crazy experience, and after that, I was just hooked in. Yeah. Hooked in completely.
Boogeyman, that's around probably maybe 2006, 2007 era.
I bought SmackDown versus Raw 2000. Was it 7 or 8? Way too late. I think I got it when I was already 15 years old, because I wasn't old at the time. I was cool wrestling. I didn't know the whole world of toys and games and the whole thing. I didn't get into it until way later.
No, I feel you. And so after you discover SmackDown, did you also jump into Raw?
No. I saw SmackDown that one time, and then afterwards, my next experience fully deep into wrestling didn't come up until Survivor Series, where it was The Rock and John Cena versus R-Truth and The Miz. Oh,
so it's a 5-year gap.
Because I watched it, and then afterwards I had kids in my daycare or whatever that had the toys, and I would watch it, play with the toys, but I wasn't invested up until that Survivor Series, because that was one of my very first shows.
That you went to?
Yeah, that was one of my very first WWE shows. That was Madison Square Garden. I was right there. I was it's The Rock. And then my dad's we have to leave. We have to go. He's talking on the mic, and my dad, at the end of the show, he was yeah, this isn't going to make it to TV. You have to go now. And I'm like, oh, okay.
When was your decisions to start training to be a wrestler?
It was always there. It was I was 18 years old, and I was already researching wrestling schools. However, my family did get caught in my head a little bit. They were go to school first, focus on other things. I remember I graduated high school and I told my mom, I'm gonna focus on wrestling now. And then I remember this is graduation night, or at graduation dinner, and then in front of the whole table, she just looks down, and I could just see the disappointment in her face. Afterwards, she hopped on the bandwagon. She was I'm gonna support you no matter what. And I thank her for that now, but at first she was very scared about it.
It took her some time.
Yeah, definitely. 18 years old, the very first person that I met within the wrestling industry, I went to go see Johnny Rodz at World of Unpredictable Wrestling. Met him, and he was one of the first people that we had the whole interview process. He was telling me about it. I was like, yeah, I'm going to go to film school soon. I'm debating if I'm going to stay here or in California. He was like, he was another one that told me, focus on school. He was like, go to school first and then come back and then wrestle. And then I was like, okay. And then COVID happened. He was looking out, I guess. Never spoke to him since, though.
It can be like that.
But after that, that's actually when I got into Hog, when I came back from California, because after school, came back, started working, and then I was 21 years old. And I was like, I don't want to be 22 without starting to wrestle.
Okay.
So that very day, I think it was like 2 days before my birthday, before I turned 22, I literally went to House of Glory and just paid the full year. Like without even like knowing anyone at the school, showed up, called the same day, showed up, paid the full year, and then it's been going on from since then.
Okay. So that's 2 or 3 years ago.
Yes.
And now, what has your career been like for you?
It's been a crazy experience. Like starting off in Hog, like doing like, you know, ring crew, setting up for the show, seeing the big names come and go. It's like a crazy, like, it's like going from like being a fan and then realizing these are now your coworkers. That was something that was very drilled into us. It was like, yeah, I have to remember, like, these are our coworkers now. This is the business that we're in. And like seeing everything that kind of clicked into like making the show, seeing ring crew, seeing the camera, seeing the lights, and like seeing what it takes to actually be like a strong independent, that's like what blew my mind, because it scratched like my creative itch in my head from like the whole filming process. So it's like really like, I was like fulfilled. I was like, yes.
Nice.
That's something that I brought over to WWX as well. Like when I saw that they had their whole World Wrestling Xtreme, when I saw that they had opportunity for growth, like in their production department, I immediately was like, let me just take a lot of the things I learned from Hog and try to bring them over. Nice. So I tried to do better filming, better lighting, and it's been, I would say it's been like a very vast improvement.
No, absolutely, yeah. Like their shows from a year ago look very different to what they look like now.
Yeah, camcorder, iPhone footage.
Yeah, but it's like, and they be killing it with their shows too.
Recently, yeah, it's been crazy. It's like from like a year ago or the last 2 years ago, like it's only been going up. Like they've been like having these crazy opportunities. Like you saw that Moose was at the show. He fought Chris Angels in Super Nitro, and it's just like now that like, you know, World Wrestling Xtreme is starting to get their name out there a little bit more. They're starting to prove to them, like, you know, the masses that is not just a wrestling school in the Bronx. It actually is like starting to become its own independent.
Absolutely, and that's super fire. Going back to Rebellion.
No, God.
You were the Northeastern champ.
You know, you got to say it like that for.
Sorry, it's like, you want me to say happy? Like,
yeah, I mean, I guess.
No, you were, right? Which, great reign, by the way.
Yeah, 92 days, I think.
I believe.
Yeah, something like that. 91, 92 days.
You lost it to Jeff the Skywalker, who's also been on the show. Former best friend. What's the terms of that friendship now?
Oh yeah, I think it's gone. Yeah, I think it's gone. It's funny because Jeff was the one that got me into World Wrestling Xtreme.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. I met Jeff training at a gym in Queens, and he was like, come over here. You know, there'll be a little bit more opportunity. You know, come out. I want to see you grow. He inspired me. So I went to World Wrestling Xtreme. I had one of my debut match. Jeff was also in the match. He's like, you know, been my friend like since. It's like, all right, we fell off a little bit, came back together. And it was like, it's just like, it sucks because like, he was the type of person that we had those 3 a.m. phone calls. He met my family. He's coming over constantly. Like we're going over psychology. We're going over like everything. It's like we're nonstop texting. And I thought that we were like in a good place because even though, yeah, it's a triple threat, he assured me before we went out that it's going to be about me. That he was going to help me keep my title because he knew how much it meant to me. And just to see him like kind of take that and then try to like take my career, it's like I can't really like ever see a world where I can stand next to him and just forgive him.
Right. In the sense of like him being your best friend, and like you said, he met your family, you would talk psychology, right? It's like being in the ring with someone who you're that close with. How would you prepare for a match with him? Because he would most likely know your every move. Here's
the thing, it's like there is no preparing. It's really just going out there and like giving him another black eye. It's gonna be going out there and trying to take something, like take his leg, like just take his whole freaking ankle off. That's what I'm gonna have to do. Cause like at this point, it's like there's no reasoning with him. If I'm gonna like, you know, I tried talking to him, and that just led me to where this is. There's not gonna be any rhyme or reason. He's deluded. He's mental. He's like he's filming these like softcore pornos with the championship. And he's like in the park holding the championship. It's like, who do you think you are? He's gone. He's not Jeff the Skywalker no more. He thinks he's like Hugh Hefner with the championship. Like, I don't know who he is. It's not the same Jeff that I knew.
Well, something that you must feel good about. In that Rebellion match, you did hit him with a sick power bomb from the apron to the outside.
Yeah.
It's like...
I feel like, here's the thing though. After I hit that move, I look into the crowd, and the whole crowd's like, yeah, you did it, do it again, do it again. And I'm like looking at him on the floor, and he's like crying to his mom. And even though all that happened, if it would have ended there, I would have still found a way to like accept his apology. He'd even apologize, piece of shit. I would have found a way like to try to rekindle and like try to figure out what happened in that match. But it's the fact that after it was all said and done, he came in with a briefcase. Yeah. I understand, like, you know, taking what you see as yours, but it just felt overly personal. Like, I'm sorry that I, you know, threw you out of the ring for, you know, that championship match that we had at Tournament of Money. However, we were cool. We built this friendship, we built this relationship where it's like we're supposed to be able to trust each other with anything. And now here I am with like no one around me. Like I really cut everyone off. I was one of those people that was a complete like, you know, piece of garbage. And he was like my guy. Yeah. And now here I am standing here, and now it's like, what am I supposed to do for the next couple of months?
Going past that a little bit, right? You said you went to California to do film.
Yes.
You went to film school. And then you also work at World Wrestling Xtreme. You kind of running their film,
the production yeah.
of their shows, right? Like, is that something you always thought about doing, or is it just something that kind of fell into your lap?
I took it as paying my dues. It was one of those things where I saw a wrestling company that was in need when I first joined. And there was just so much room for growth. And I met everyone there. On the very first day, I was welcomed with open hugs. Got in, they were like, cool, you're from this place? Cool, let's do this, let's do that. Oh, can you do this, can you do that? And then it was just all a bunch of fun, like just like training. And it was just like, wow, I feel like, you know, really connected here. And then I watched the show, and then I was like, okay, there's room for improvement. So I took it as, you know, paying my dues, giving back to the company that accepted me. Right. And I still do that like to this day and with other companies just to get my foot in the door. I was just at One Division Pro, holding the camera, being the camera guy. I imagine right now I'm wrestling for CCW. I'm supposed to come back. Hopefully, I don't know when that's going to happen anymore. I was wrestling for CCW. Right. I want to actually help them out with their camera stuff. My good buddy Richard Ruiz, who films like everything, is like, that's my right hand man.
Nice, that's dope. So when working like ringside camera, you were telling a funny story that at Rebellion, you were at ringside with the camera, and you were like, yo, hold up. my match comes up.
Yep.
My match is coming up.
Yep.
So it's like, how do you find that balance?
Oh, I don't think I do. I just panic. I'm at ringside filming the match, and I'm like, cool. 2 matches left until my match. I have to get ready. Texting on my phone. Hey, can someone come pick up the camera, please?
Yeah.
No one answering me. Hey, my match is in the next. Can someone please come out? No answers. And then eventually someone will come out, and then I have to get ready. And then after 5 minutes, no stretching. Yeah, I started having panic attacks, anxiety, and that's where Jeff came in too. He was calming me down. Yeah.
Right, let's move on. Let's get away from Jeff for a little bit. Completely flipping the mood. I saw one of your IG captions was certified stripper. What's up with that?
I'm fly. I'm fly.
This is true.
That's really it. Yeah, I have a weird sense of humor where it's like, I made a post a couple years ago with a bow tie that was glitter. And I was like, if James Bond had ever had a kid with a stripper, that would be me.
That would be you?
Yeah, that would be me. But I was I was also demented too. I was 18 years old when I made that post. No, the reason why I made that post was because I had a fan in the crowd heckling me, calling me a stripper because of the boots that I wear, because it was all white. It was white knee pads, white kick pads, white boots, and getting screamed that you're a stripper, and then hearing another fan go, those are boots, those are wrestling boots, they don't have heels on them. Certified stripper.
Yeah,
certified stripper.
So you took that as this is...
Yeah, I was like, that's a compliment, really.
Shout out to strippers. They work really hard.
I bet they do.
If someone were to watch one of your matches to see who Superfly Bry is in the ring and out the ring, what match would you recommend them watch?
Honestly, I'm probably gonna have to say Rebellion.
Yeah?
Rebellion through and through, because here's the thing with the type of way, even the way that I wrestle, I don't feel like I need to pull out anything crazy flippy. But when you see me bust out a hurricanrana, or you see me bust out some crazy move, it's probably because I need it. Because I don't, everything's crazy happening, and I need to do something big to get the upper hand, because it's you lose.
Right.
So I feel like Rebellion's one of those matches where I feel like I actually did have to kick it into the next gear and take something out that people have not seen me do.
And then deciding on adding moves to your movesets, what's the thought process in that?
I get beat up by my good friend Idris, and then I'm like, okay, cool, write that down. Okay, back chop, very cool, write that down. Beating ass, very cool, write that down. Yeah, I get mugged. It's very fun.
And then last question, what are some of accomplishments that you're proud of in your wrestling career?
Definitely being able to say that I was a champion. That was one of my main things. I remember when I was leaving House of Glory, I gave myself a deadline. I only told this deadline to a handful of people. If I am going to leave, I need to be a champion within 5 months.
Okay.
And if not, I'm going right back. Because I needed to bet on myself that I can make it on my own. And then I did it in 3.
Congrats on that.
Yeah, I didn't expect it.
No, but it's it is a scary thing to bet on yourself.
Yeah.
It's because then you're the only one really lifting yourself up.
Yeah, I remember I had long conversations with family, and I was I don't know what to do. I was my year is coming up. I paid for a full year. It's coming to an end, and I just met a bunch of new people. I'm not sure what to do. So I was do I stay here, continue to go on the path that I'm on, or do I try something new just to see what it's on the other side? And I was I'm someone who likes to train everywhere, go to a bunch of different places just to get knowledge from everyone.
Yeah.
So I was I'm gonna try it.
Nice.
And I don't regret it.
No, absolutely not. It's a beautiful thing, for sure. It's you get to pick people's mind from legitimately everywhere.
Yeah.
Different experience, different advice. It rounds you out really nice.
I still have my friends at Hog. That's family.
There you go. Well, thank you very much for sitting down with me.
Thank you so much.
I truly appreciate it. Anything else you want to say? If you want to throw out your socials.
Oh yeah, only real social I have is like Superfly Bry on Instagram.
There you go. It also is going to be in the description. And the match will also be in the description. So check out Rebellion. Check out his triple threat match.
I guess. Don't watch the ending though.
Yeah, cut it off right when he wins.
When I win, that's the good ending. That's the good timeline.
But, all right, everyone. Thank you very much. Till next time, we out.